The city lights flickered like broken code as Alex Mercer hunched over his laptop, sweat beading on his forehead. The hum of servers filled the cramped apartment, a symphony of tension. He whispered, "They think they can hide it, but I see everything." A shadow crossed the room. Riley, his ally, eyes wide, voice trembling. "Alex, this is bigger than us. Are you sure?" The phone buzzed violently. An encrypted message flashed. "We know." Panic surged as alarms erupted across the network. Betrayal wasn't coming. It was already here. Alex's hands flew over the keys, heart pounding. "No turning back now," he muttered, as the world outside blurred into chaos. Alex's mind raced as alarms blared. The encrypted message burned on his screen, threatening exposure. "We've only scratched the surface," he muttered, eyes scanning lines of code faster than thought. Riley leaned close, voice urgent. "You can't do this alone, Alex. If they know, they'll come for you." He paused, the weight of truth settling in. Every decision from now on could cost lives. Outside, rain pounded the city, blurring neon lights into streaks. Alex clenched his fists. "Then I make sure no one stops me," he said, the resolve hardening in his tone. Betrayal was inevitable. Trust was a luxury he couldn't afford. A siren wailed in the distance as Alex breached deeper into the global network. Lines of forbidden data scrolled before him. "This isn't just corruption," he said, voice low. "This is control over everything." Riley flinched. "They'll track us, trace us." He shook his head, determination etched on his face. "We move fast, or we're done before we start." The city outside became a blur of lights and motion, reflecting the chaos inside his mind. Every keystroke was a gamble, a risk with global consequences. Fear threatened to paralyze him, but he pushed forward. The network reacted violently, security protocols snapping like claws. Alex's heart raced. "They know we're here," he hissed. Riley grabbed his arm. "We need a plan, now." Sweat dripped from his brow as he scanned the digital labyrinth. His fingers flew over keys, circumventing firewalls with surgical precision. Each second stretched into eternity. The room seemed smaller, suffocating. "Trust me," he said, almost to himself. "We finish this or everything ends." Tension throbbed in the air, a silent predator stalking every move. Failure was not an option. Survival demanded audacity. Lightning illuminated the room briefly, casting jagged shadows over Alex and Riley. The global network trembled under his intrusion, alarms multiplying. "Almost there," he muttered, teeth clenched. Riley's eyes darted nervously between screens, voice shaking. "We might not make it." He gave her a grim nod. "We will. I won't let them win." Outside, rain hammered the streets, drowning out the distant sirens. Every heartbeat was a countdown, every keystroke a defiance. The night had only begun, but the first strike had already changed everything. The city's pulse had shifted. Sirens screamed, drones hovered silently, and the dark web buzzed like a live wire under Alex Mercer's hands. Riley, with damp black hair clinging to her face, peered over his shoulder. "We've triggered every protocol," she whispered, anxiety lacing her tone. Alex's fingers danced across the keyboard, bypassing layers of encrypted firewalls. "It's bigger than I imagined," he murmured, eyes reflecting neon streaks from outside the rain-streaked window. Shadows twisted across the apartment walls, dancing with the flickering monitors. Every message, every intrusion carried the weight of exposure. The air seemed charged with tension, the storm outside matching the storm inside. Panic clawed at the edges of focus, but resolve hardened his expression. "We push forward," he said, determination in his voice, "or we fail before we even start." Riley nodded, biting her lip, a silent pact sealed. Alex felt a surge of both exhilaration and fear. Each keystroke pushed deeper into a global network that had swallowed countless secrets. Riley paced, muttering, "This isn't just code. This is power. They won't forgive us." She moved like a coiled spring, eyes darting nervously to screens. Alex's gaze never wavered from the glowing lines of forbidden data. He whispered, "Every firewall, every protocol, they're mine now." Outside, rain hammered the city, neon reflections dancing on wet streets. Alarms in the network screamed back at him like a predator. Sweat ran down his temple, his hands trembling as adrenaline surged. "We can't slow down," he added, voice taut with urgency. Riley's lips pressed in a thin line, worry etched in every expression. Shadows of drones passed across the walls, the city itself becoming a participant in their silent war. Their fates intertwined, each second a decision between survival and exposure, chaos and control. The global network reacted violently, striking back with layers of security measures designed to stop intruders instantly. Alex Mercer, chest tight with adrenaline, barely registered the alarms as his fingers flew over the keys. Riley whispering, "They'll trace us, we need a back door." Alex shook his head, determination etched on his face. "No. If we retreat now, everything we've done dies with us." The storm outside mirrored the storm within. Lightning flashed, reflecting across tangled cables. His screen filled with lines of green code, cascading like waterfalls of information. Every second stretched into an eternity, every decision carrying catastrophic weight. He felt the eyes of invisible watchers, surveillance drones above, security AI, tracking every digital move. Riley exhaled shakily, placing a steadying hand on his shoulder. "We either end this tonight or never," Alex muttered, jaw tight. The apartment, dim and cluttered, became a battlefield for unseen digital warfare, the tension thick enough to choke. The alarms grew louder, and Alex Mercer felt the heat of desperation as he pushed the network's boundaries. Riley, pacing near the window, whispered, "They're closing in. Every move you make is tracked." His gaze never wavered from the scrolling encrypted data. Sweat glistened across his brow, and every muscle coiled in anticipation. "I know," he muttered, fingers flying, bypassing firewalls with surgical precision. Outside, the storm howled, rain lashing neon streets. Shadows from flickering monitors and overhead lights made the room feel alive, a predator watching. "We finish this or we're done," he said, jaw set, teeth clenched. Riley's eyes narrowed, tension evident, but she nodded, silently committing to the fight. The world outside was oblivious, yet their battle had consequences reaching far beyond the walls of the apartment. Every heartbeat felt like a countdown, every keystroke a declaration of defiance against unseen forces. A sudden alert flashed across the screens, freezing Alex Mercer mid-keystroke. "They know exactly where we are," Riley whispered, gripping the edge of the desk. Panic threatened to overwhelm them, but Alex shook his head. "We've come too far to stop now," he said, determination burning in his brown eyes. Fingers trembled yet moved with precision, bypassing protocols faster than logic could keep pace. Rain hammered the city outside, neon streaks reflecting off the walls. Shadows danced across the cluttered room, monitors illuminating tense faces. The network screamed back with every defensive measure it could muster, yet Alex pressed forward. Riley exhaled shakily, standing close to him, silent support in the storm. Each second was a gamble, every decision a knife edge between exposure and victory. "We either end this tonight or disappear forever," Alex muttered, voice low, resolute. The room was silent, except for the rapid clicking of Alex Mercer's fingers on the keyboard. Riley stood behind him, arms crossed, watching with tense anticipation. Outside, lightning illuminated the rain-slicked streets, neon reflections bouncing on the wet pavement below. Alex muttered, "We're so close, just one more layer to breach." His eyes glimmered with focus and exhaustion. Riley leaned closer, whispering, "They've fortified every node, one wrong move, and we're exposed." Sweat traced lines down Alex's temples, his jaw tight. Lines of code cascaded across screens, green and gold symbols like digital waterfalls. "We finish this now or it all collapses," Alex said, determination radiating. Riley nodded, a quiet tremor in her stance, gripping the edge of the desk. Every sound felt amplified. The hum of the servers, the storm outside, the unspoken tension between two lives, tethered to the fate of a global network. Time itself seemed to stretch as they hovered on the precipice between chaos and victory. Alex's hands flew over the keyboard, bypassing the final layer of encryption. Riley paced in tight circles, muttering, "If they detect us, everything ends tonight." Alex didn't respond, eyes locked on the mainframe codes streaming like a living entity. Rain pelted the windows in rhythmic drumming, lightning throwing brief illumination across the cluttered apartment. Every keystroke was a gamble, every protocol breached a declaration of defiance. Sweat glistened on his temples, heart hammering in sync with the neon pulse outside. Riley's anxious eyes darted from monitor to monitor, her voice low but insistent, "We can't afford mistakes." Alex inhaled sharply, jaw clenched. No mistakes now, only focus. Shadows twisted around them, monitors casting angular reflections across the walls. Outside, city drones glided silently, scanning, unaware of the digital war being waged above their streets. The air thickened with tension. Victory and destruction balanced on a knife edge. Suddenly the network retaliated. Alarms blared and screens flickered. Alex tensed, jaw tight, fingers moving faster than thought. Riley leaned close, whispering, "They're tracing our location. We need to act fast." His eyes scanned cascading symbols as he countered with precision. Sweat ran down his temples, dripping onto the keyboard. Outside, thunder cracked, city streets reflecting jagged streaks of light on puddles. "Almost there," he muttered. "Just one more protocol." Riley's hands shook, but she placed one hand on his shoulder, steadying him. Shadows danced across the cluttered room, monitors illuminating their tense expressions. The storm outside roared, mirroring the chaos of the global network they had challenged. Every second stretched unbearably long. Every line of code written was a step closer to ultimate victory or catastrophic failure. Alex's breath hitched as he realized the final firewall lay just ahead. The final firewall loomed like a digital monolith. Alex's brow furrowed, heartbeat racing, typing commands with laser focus. Riley leaned on the desk, eyes wide, whispering, "This is it. Either we succeed or disappear." Outside, lightning illuminated the city in brief, stark flashes. The apartment felt alive, monitors flickering, wires humming. Sweat streaked Alex's temples, his fingers a blur across the keyboard. Each keystroke felt like defiance against invisible forces watching, analyzing, attempting to halt them. "Almost there. Just a few more lines," he murmured. Riley nodded, silent support unwavering. Shadows of monitors played across her anxious face. The storm's fury outside mirrored the digital storm they unleashed inside. Every second was stretched taut, suspense gripping them, reality blurring with the code cascading across screens. Victory was within reach, yet peril stalked every decision. A final keystroke silenced alarms. Alex slumped back, exhausted, eyes glimmering with triumph. Riley let out a shaky breath, smiling with relief. Outside, the storm began to fade, neon lights reflecting softly on wet streets. The global network had been breached, secrets exposed, but they survived. "We did it," Alex whispered, voice hoarse, fingers still trembling. Riley placed her hand on his shoulder, nodding. "We actually did it." Their apartment, once a battlefield of tension and chaos, now felt calm, illuminated by the soft glow of monitors. Shadows softened, the hum of servers becoming a lullaby. The storm outside subsided, leaving the city eerily still, but they knew the world beyond was forever changed. Every risk, every moment of fear, had led to this fragile victory. For Alex and Riley, the night would linger in memory, a testament to courage, intellect, and defiance against overwhelming odds. The morning light filtered through the blinds, cutting lines across the apartment floor. Alex rubbed his temples, exhausted, while Riley examined a stack of reports they had salvaged from the breached network. "The data we took, It changes everything," she murmured, tension in her voice. Outside, the city pulsed with its usual rhythm, unaware of the digital upheaval from the night before. Alex nodded slowly, still processing the aftermath, whispering, "We've opened doors no one can close." Riley flipped through files, eyes scanning faces, names and locations with a mix of awe and dread. Every revelation carried weight, every secret a potential threat. They both felt a lingering tension, knowing that victory came with a price. Silence filled the apartment, punctuated only by the hum of servers and the distant honk of traffic. The storm had passed, but a storm of consequences lingered in the quiet air. Riley leaned closer to the monitor, highlighting critical files. "If the wrong people see this, they could exploit everything we uncovered," she said, urgency in her voice. Alex stared at the screen, thoughts racing. "We need a plan," he replied, voice low and steady. "Something to protect this information and ourselves." Outside, the city moved obliviously beneath their windows, unaware of the invisible battle still unfolding. Rain began again, light drizzle tapping the glass, mirroring the tension inside. Their reflections merged with the data on the screens, creating distorted silhouettes. Each detail they uncovered added layers of complexity, threats lurking in every line. Shadows stretched across the room as sunlight faded, leaving a cool blue-gray ambience. Every second demanded attention. Every choice carried risk. Suddenly, a notification flashed, an unauthorized access attempt. Alex froze, staring at the screen. "They're tracing us," he muttered, jaw tight. Riley's hand hovered over the mouse, steady despite fear. "Do we counter or hide?" she asked, voice calm but sharp. Every second felt like a heartbeat stretched into eternity. The city outside was blurred in the rain, distant lights flickering through water-streaked windows. Alex's fingers flew across the keyboard, deploying countermeasures, tracing the digital footprint of the intruder. Riley watched, ready to assist, scanning every alert with laser focus. The hum of servers became a drum beat of urgency. Each move they made felt like a negotiation with an unseen adversary. The tension coiled tighter, ready to snap with the slightest misstep. The countermeasure activated, and the intruder paused, caught in a digital net. Alex leaned back, breath ragged but measured. "We've slowed them down," he said, voice firm. Riley exhaled sharply, relief mixed with lingering worry. "This isn't over," she warned. "We only bought time." The storm outside intensified briefly, raindrops pattering in rhythm with their racing thoughts. Each alert on the monitors felt like a pulse in the room. Shadows of cables and monitors danced along walls as they worked. Alex's mind raced through contingencies, plans, and escape routes. Riley quietly mapped potential threats, scanning patterns of intrusion and anomaly detection. The apartment, once a battlefield, became a strategic command center for digital defense. Every keystroke carried weight. Every second held consequence. By evening, the rain had ceased, leaving streets glistening beneath flickering neon lights. Alex stretched, massaging his neck, weary but resolute. "We need to move quickly," he said, scanning the final reports. Riley gathered documents, her eyes sharp and determined. "There are still players watching, waiting for any slip," she reminded him. The apartment felt quieter now, yet the air carried invisible pressure, the calm after a storm laced with danger. Outside, the city hummed, oblivious to the invisible war they waged. Shadows softened as sunset reflected off rain-slicked streets. Alex closed one laptop, then the other, hands trembling slightly. Riley exhaled, tension easing but awareness constant. The night promised uncertainty, but for now, they had reclaimed a fragile sense of control. Every victory they knew was temporary in a world of digital ghosts and hidden adversaries. Night fell over the city, neon lights reflecting on wet streets. Alex stared out the window, fingers drumming on the sill. "We've come far, but the risk hasn't ended," he murmured. Riley moved closer, scanning remaining files with meticulous care. "Every step we've taken has consequences," she replied, Some we can anticipate, others we can't. Silence lingered, punctuated only by distant sirens and hum of streetlights. The apartment felt both refuge and battlefield, a space where victory and danger coexisted. Alex's eyes narrowed, focused on the horizon, weighing choices. Riley's hands hovered over a pile of sensitive documents, ready to act. Their hearts raced in tandem with the city outside. The night carried a sense of finality, yet uncertainty lingered like fog. They understood that tonight would test not only their skills, but their resolve. A sudden alert flashed across the main monitor. "They're moving again," Alex whispered, jaw tight. Riley's eyes narrowed. "We can't wait for them to strike first." Both rushed to their stations, hands flying over keyboards. Red warning icons flickered as digital intrusions attempted entry. Outside, rain began again, tapping in rhythm with the urgency inside. Alex's mind raced through countermeasures and contingencies. Riley monitored the breaches, calculating risk with precise focus. Every second mattered. Every decision could tip the balance. Their synergy was seamless, a dance of strategy and reflexes. The room hummed with energy, cables and monitors casting intricate shadows. Victory was within reach, but only if they stayed a step ahead. The intruder's access was traced back to a distant server farm. Alex exhaled sharply, relief tempered by caution. "We've pinpointed them," he said. Riley leaned in. Time to close the loop. Their movements became deliberate, precise, orchestrated as though every keystroke mattered more than life itself. Lightning flashed outside, illuminating their determined faces. The room's hum grew louder as firewalls and countermeasures engaged. Data flowed, defenses locked in, and a digital trap slowly tightened around the intruder. Every alert that vanished brought fleeting relief. Shadows of monitors and cables stretched across walls, reflecting tension and determination. Outside, the city remained oblivious to the invisible battle waged within one small apartment. Their synchronized effort was a testament to experience and trust. The final breach alarm blinked once, then went dark. Alex leaned back, exhaustion etched across his face. "It's over, for now," he whispered. Riley exhaled slowly, tension easing, though her gaze remained vigilant. "We've won this battle, but the war is ongoing," she said, "and we'll be ready." The city outside glimmered under streetlights, reflections dancing across wet asphalt. Monitors dimmed, cables coiled, and silence settled into the apartment like a temporary calm. Every heartbeat felt heavy yet liberating, a reminder of the stakes they had survived. They had navigated the shadows, confronted threats, and emerged intact. And while the night promised uncertainty, they had reclaimed control. Quiet triumph resonated in their small refuge amidst the sprawling metropolis. Dawn approached, spilling pale light into the apartment. Alex and Riley gathered remaining documents, packing away the tools of their long night. "We'll rest soon, but first we prepare for what's next," Alex said, voice steady. Riley nodded, eyes sharp with determination. Outside, the city stirred awake, unaware of the invisible war waged under neon lights and storm-soaked streets. Shadows softened in morning's glow, reflecting hope alongside lingering tension. Every file, every trace of the night's events, was a reminder of their resilience. They had faced digital ghosts, unforeseen adversaries, and emerging threats. And though peace was temporary, control had been reclaimed. For now, the storm had passed, leaving quiet vigilance in its wake. Together they faced the future, ready for whatever shadows awaited. Morning sunlight filtered through the half-closed blinds, painting stripes across the floor. Alex sipped coffee, gaze fixed on the city skyline. "Everything feels quieter now," he said softly, though his mind replayed the night's chaos. Riley adjusted files on the desk, meticulous as ever. "Quiet, yes, but never silent," she replied. "We've cleared this chapter, but the story continues." Outside, the city awoke, indifferent to the battles fought in shadowed apartments. Their teamwork had been tested, patience pushed to limits, yet both emerged sharper, wiser. A sense of calm settled in, but their instincts remained alert. Even in victory, vigilance was a necessity, a silent promise to face whatever came next. They shared a glance, an unspoken agreement. No matter the storm, they would endure. A faint ping on the laptop broke the silence. Alex glanced at the screen. "A new alert," he said, brow furrowed. Riley moved closer, scanning logs. "Nothing critical yet," she noted. They both knew that peace was fleeting, but preparation was a shield. The city hummed outside, unaware of their vigilance. Shadows from buildings stretched across streets, intermingling with morning light. Each alert was a reminder that the digital battlefield never truly rested. They moved with quiet efficiency, sorting, archiving, securing. Every action was deliberate, each decision weighed. Calm had returned, but only momentarily. Experience and trust anchored them, keeping panic and uncertainty at bay. Even small victories required attention, diligence, and discipline. They decided to step outside for fresh air. Rain from the night had left streets glistening, reflecting neon remnants. Alex took a deep breath, letting the chill wake his senses. "The city never sleeps," he remarked. Riley followed, scanning the horizon, and neither do those who challenge it. Cars passed silently, puddles rippling under tires. Streetlights still flickered, but the rising sun softened their glow. Every corner, every shadow could harbor unseen threats. Yet the pair moved with measured confidence, experience guiding every step. A sense of quiet control replaced the adrenaline from the previous night. For the first time in hours, they allowed themselves a fraction of normalcy, a glimpse of life beyond the battlefield. Back in the apartment, they reviewed the night's events, making notes and planning next steps. "Documentation is crucial," Riley said, voice calm but determined. Alex nodded. Every move, every countermeasure, every lesson preserved. The laptop screens glowed softly, illuminating focused faces. Outside, the city's rhythm resumed, oblivious to the small victories and battles waged indoors. The pair understood that preparation was a never-ending cycle, yet they worked with a sense of accomplishment, a quiet pride in their coordination and resilience. Their partnership had endured stress, danger, and uncertainty, and emerged intact. In that moment, both felt the weight of responsibility balanced by empowerment. As the sun climbed higher, Alex and Riley stood by the window, gazing at the bustling city. "No matter what comes, we're ready," Alex said quietly. Riley nodded, eyes scanning horizon, prepared, vigilant, and unbroken. The streets shimmered with light, a city alive yet unaware of the invisible guardians who watched from above. Every decision, every alert, every calculated move had led them here. Though the digital shadows remained, they had proven their skill, resilience, and partnership. A sense of closure and anticipation intertwined. The city's rhythm became their backdrop, a testament to challenges faced and victories earned. They turned away from the window, ready to face the next chapter, together, undeterred by the unknown. The night was thick with fog, swallowing the city's lights. Alex crouched behind a concrete barrier, listening. "They're close," he whispered. Riley checked the maps, tracing enemy movements with precise fingers. "No mistakes this time," she replied. Every shadow could conceal danger. Every distant footstep sounded amplified in the silence. Adrenaline coursed through their veins, sharpening senses, while the city slept unaware of the storm approaching. They synchronized watches, eyes meeting briefly, a silent promise to protect each other. Time stretched. Every second felt heavier, anticipation mixed with dread. Both knew this confrontation would define everything they had fought for. No room for hesitation, only action. Sudden movement, figures emerged from the mist, shadows stretching unnaturally. Alex whispered, "Engage on my signal." Riley's hands moved swiftly, loading devices and checking weapons. The enemy advanced, silent and calculated. Heartbeats thumped in synchronized rhythm, minds racing faster than their steps. Their breathing was steady, controlled, masking the storm inside. Every glance, every micro-motion became critical. The cityscape around them became both ally and trap, lights reflecting on puddles, smoke curling from vents, adding layers of confusion. The final confrontation had begun, and there was no turning back. Gunfire and sparks lit the night as chaos erupted. Alex moved with precision, disarming traps, deflecting threats. Riley coordinated remotely, guiding him through hidden paths, hacking lights and doors to create advantage. Each movement was calculated, every second decisive. The city echoed with metallic clatter and distant sirens. Fear lurked, but was suppressed under focus and training. They communicated with a glance, instincts surpassing words. The enemy faltered under the relentless duo's strategy. Shadows collided violently, momentum swinging back and forth. Victory seemed within reach, yet danger was far from over. Every choice, every step was a dance between survival and collapse. A final push brought them to the enemy leader, a figure shrouded in black movements precise and deadly. "It ends here," Alex growled. Riley's fingers danced across a control panel, disabling reinforcements. Every heartbeat amplified, every shadow a threat. The enemy lunged, but Alex intercepted, striking with calculated force. Riley hacked surveillance feeds, cutting escape routes. Time slowed, minds aligned in perfect rhythm. The culmination of every challenge, every strategy, every past encounter converged here. In one fluid motion they executed the final takedown, leaving the leader incapacitated. Silence returned, heavy but victorious. They exhaled collectively, aware the city remained unknowing, yet safe, for now. As dawn broke, Alex and Riley stood at the rooftop edge, looking over the city. Exhausted but unbroken. "It's finally over," Alex said quietly. Riley nodded. "For now. But we'll always be ready." The skyline shimmered, golden and hopeful, the night's shadows retreating. Their bond, forged in chaos, had endured every trial. They had faced darkness, emerged victorious, and claimed a fleeting peace. The city continued unaware, life flowing below, oblivious to battles fought above. A sense of accomplishment mingled with vigilance, a promise that even in quiet, guardians remained. They turned from the edge, ready to face whatever came next, stronger, wiser, and undeterred.